Oh, wow. Well, that's exciting. Yeah. Are we good, Jeremy? Okay, well, there you go. Well, my friends, I think we're onto something. I love it when stuff like that happens because I really think we're onto something. Because otherwise, why would that be happening? I mean, yeah, of course, you could live in a accidental universe where everything, just sort of happens and you're subject to that, but that's not how I see the world. So, thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of making something so uncomfortable that it results into a technological mischief. High five. So anyway, I was telling you all about the Summer Solstice event that's starting tomorrow night. I think it's going to be a pretty powerful event. But what do I know? So if you'd like to join us on Zoom, just go to charlene.com/solstice. Heck, just go to charlene.com, my name, which you can link to in any profile wherever you are, or just type it in. Make sure you have a lot of ease in there. Just put a lot of ease and it'll definitely find me. Register at charlene.com/solstice and we will send you your Zoom link. Everything that you will need. We also have a beautiful journal that it was so much fun to be able to write. Yay, yep. Hi, Joe. Hi, Lisa, Nada, Kara, Brad. Alejandra, thank you for being back. I see so many of you coming back too. I know I'm just giving us a moment. Appreciate the love. God bless Jeremy. I'm just out here singing. Some say a lullaby. It's nothing more. There we go. Welcome back. Wherever you are, whatever's going on in your life. Because remember, that outside world is a reflection of our inner world. My wish, my prayer, my request for you is that you always find the stillness that you need within. Because it's within that stillness where the light is truly impenetrable. And today's a perfect day to come together, not only in preparation for the solstice and whatever's going to happen, that the powers that be may not be so pleased with. Yay. But also because today we are actually moving through a beautiful moon today in Leo. I want to talk with you a little bit about that because it's so reflective, pun intended, of really what's going on right now for so many of us. Jeremy, are we back on YouTube as well? Perfect. All right. My friends, let's do this. So tonight, I'd like for you to look up the evening sky, and you'll probably see a very slim crescent moon, that bright sickle of light. And often you'll actually see a faint outline of the rest of the moon too. It looks like this beautiful image captured by NASA. See, that whole dark disk becomes faintly aglow inside the arms of the crescent. And the astronomers had a name for it. The old moon in the new moon's arm. Now for centuries, no one knew what actually lit that shadowed part. It took Leonardo da Vinci to work it out. Go figure. See, that ashen glow isn't the sun. No, it's actually the sun can't reach there. That ashen glow of the moon is called Earthshine. It's sunlight that has struck our planet and bounced back into the dark to softly light the face of the moon herself. So that is light twice borrowed. So a crescent moon like that shows you two kinds of light all at once. The bright edge, that direct sun, the part that gets to be seen, as well as that ashen glow, that borrowed reflection, that hidden part that's lit only because something else was throwing light its way. And it makes me think, I don't know, about all of us. Most of us live in that shadowed side, visible when the world reflects back enough accolades, endorsements, high fives, light. We call it our worth, but really it's only ever on loan, because it rises when the praise comes in and it goes dark as soon as the room goes quiet. And that isn't worth. That's reflection. And reflection always originates from and belongs to someone else. But the truth is that the sun borrows from no one. It is its own source. It is a source, the source of light for us. It's lit from nothing outside itself. And the sun's own sign, that lion-hearted sign of Leo, the one that fire that shines without asking to be lit, that's where we are moving today with the moon reflecting into the sun's sign. And I love this beautiful sort of underlying current of grace. And it makes me think of this, probably the most looked at painting in the world, the Mona Lisa. For centuries, people have sworn her eyes follow them across the room, meeting them from every angle. And the truth is that technically they don't. That was disproven in 2019. Instead, you can measure her gaze, and she's looking actually just past you. Look at that. She's looking over your right shoulder, and probably it's something that you'll never see. You'd almost have to turn around to see what she is seeing. She's not looking back at you. She's looking past you, and yet she remains the most beloved painting on earth. You know, we so badly want to be met, for people to look at us, for her eyes to follow us across the room, for people's gaze to follow us wherever we go. But there's a secret that the Mona Lisa tells us that I am convinced is something we need to remember. She's reminding us that her worth is never where she looks at, what she's looking at. And even if you were to ever stop and look at her value is her presence. Simply by being there, her value is already defined. A masterpiece is truly complete from every side. No matter its perceived state, a masterpiece does not dim when you walk past it. And it doesn't brighten because you finally stop and look. A masterpiece is what it is, what it is. It's not made more by the eyes that love it or made less by those that just pass it by. Its worth was never in someone else looking at it. So one of life's most asked questions and valued answers, perhaps it shouldn't be whether or not you're seen. Do you see me? Do I see you? Instead, maybe we should be asking, how much can you, can I, will you, will I value ourselves? The masterpiece. The worth is inherent. And tonight, the skies will show a sickle crescent moon hanging over in that sign of Leo, that lion-hearted sign. And we could say that it's Da Vinci who lights our way tonight. That same eye that explained the moon's borrowed glow, spent a lifetime learning to Make light rise out of shadow on wooden panels, softly, edgelessly, with no hard lines, where dark becomes bright, just perfect flow. And he actually had a word for that technique. He called it sfumato. It means blended like smoke. You never really know where smoke, when you're closer to the source, it's difficult to tell where smoke or fog starts and ends. There's not really a hard line often. It's that beautiful glaze of flow. So before our journey today, I'd like for us to learn one shape that we're going to hold for as much of today's session as possible. And it's inspired by the Gene Keys lineage, which is a mapping of human nature across 64 different frequencies and vibrations, each one carrying a shadow, a gift, and its highest flowering of potential. And this actually comes today from the 64th Gene Key, and it's called the Aurora, the dawn. Now, the shadow of this particular gift is confusion, the fog, mental fog, right, of not being able to make sense of something of yourself. The gift becomes imagination, that power to pick out the design hidden inside that fog, or maybe perhaps to see the David standing in a piece of uncarved marble and stone, to see the shape before it has taken shape. Now today's ultimate, that divine flowering, is illumination, to be lit from within, so the fog lifts within its radiance. And we can connect with this idea by holding what's called the mudra of illumination. And this is how you do it. You interlace your fingers, just like this, like a fist, and then you let your pinkies, those two small fingers, come up and meet at the top, raising into a single point, almost like a little spire. Great. Now, tuck your thumbs underneath one another, just like that. So if they've been folded here, now I'm just going to tuck them in and under. So my thumbs are in and under, my fingers are just wrapped gently, and my little pinkies are up there standing tall. Just hold that. Allow the whole shape to fold in. You can hold it as gently or as markedly as feels good to your system right now. You see, everything draws in towards the light. So holding this one point that stays open points us towards illumination. Our little fingers carry in some of the highest notes within us, the body of light, the field of inner light. And illumination means exactly that, to be lit from inside yourself. And that's more than poetry. Science tells us that we are beings and bodies of light, called biophotons, as the researchers call them. It's far too dim for the traditional eyes to sense, but it's measured in the laboratory time after time after time after time again, always. You are glowing right now, quietly, every cell of your body. So by holding this position, you can begin to feel more into this light. Begin to feel how your body's already relaxing and shifting just by holding this. This beautiful mudra, this seal, and this lock. So if this feels good to you, you can place your hands wherever brings comfort and ease to your body. If it's in your lap, if it's here tucked in, I like to tuck it in sometimes into this third energy center here near my diaphragm. The third energy center connects us to fire. It feels like it helps to feel the illumination coming in to this core of my body. Another great place to hold it is here at your heart, that place of inner illumination. Just being able to tuck this into this space. So wherever feels good to you, see where you can allow yourself to hold. And if you need to let your hands go at any time, just look down, make sure you remember how to get back. And you can hold this the whole time, wherever it feels easy to you. Come in and out of this position. And just begin to allow your breath to light the way. Settling now, finding a position that tells and reminds your body that it's safe. sitting or lying down, feeling fully supported, nothing to hold, nothing to do, nowhere to go, taking a slow breath in and a long letting go breath. And you feel how easy it is for your eyes to soften and begin to close. Bringing awareness now to your breath. Good. Feeling that air arriving and leaving. Feel that still place at the bottom of each exhalation and the top of each inhalation. Breathing in slowly through the nose, low into the belly, a soft pause at the top, and then a long and complete exhale with a soft pause at the bottom. Becoming aware of that liminal space between. Good. Your breath finding its own perfect rhythm that feels good to you right now, and you begin to bring your breath to the center of your chest, breathing as though it feels you are breathing from your heart. Begin to think, imagine, or feel that breath flowing easily in to your heart, that sacred heart, and out again. Now beginning to magnify this feeling of warmth that's continuing to rise in your system, calling to mind an intensely positive feeling. Perhaps it's gratitude, appreciation, care, or love. Feeling it arrive with no effort at all. Perhaps you begin to summon to mind the face of someone dear, a place that holds meaning to you. Nature herself with sunlight scattered on the water. Maybe the furry paws and soft weight of a sleeping animal against you. Whatever it is, find it and let that feeling begin to grow. And as you continue to breathe in through your heart, it's easy to feel that feeling begin to expand, blossoming outward from your heart, feeling your chest warm and wide, letting this gratitude rise because it is true. It is the beauty of life, and you breathe in that beauty, allowing it to expand like waves rippling through your system. And as the warmth spreads, your body answers it. The breath and the heartbeat falling into a beautiful, stable rhythm. This coherence, where the breath, the heart, feeling begin to move as one, kindling that warmth in the very center of you, and you rest in its glow, allowing it to deepen, deepen even still. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath before you slowly exhale. How long can you let that exhalation last? Now from that warmth, bring your awareness down to the base of your spine. And from there, think, imagine, or feel a golden cord of light about the width of your hips, descending out of you, down through the floor, down through the dark soil, rooting far below into something ancient and steady. And feel this golden cord anchor. You are held from beneath, Anything that's heavy, that's ready to let go, it can just descend down this golden cord of light, settling back into Mother Earth herself, just feeling that stability anchoring in. Beginning to notice the shape of your hands, how they feel in this moment. If you need to reactivate that mudra of illumination, fingers crossed, the small pinky fingers rising to that point with the thumbs tucking safely in, the whole of your palms folded and resting over your heart or your solar plexus, wherever it feels good to you right now, allowing that space to begin to flourish and cultivate illumination and light. The light itself gathering even more pronouncedly in your hands. Now, in your mind's eye, allow a place to begin to surface out of darkness. See a vast hall, hushed and high-ceilinged, at the edge of night. Through tall windows, a slim crescent moon, the rest of its disk faintly aglow. The air is cool and still and waiting. And far down, at the end of the hall, alone on the walls, hangs a single painting, too dark to be made out from here, dimmed beneath the amber haze of its old age. Rest a moment here, in this place, these vaulted ceilings, these marble floors, the painting at the end of the hall, the light held warm at your chest as the cool air soothes your system. This quiet hall all around you. And as you breathe, you notice how the painting at the far end of the room somehow feels familiar. You know it. And you just know, somehow you know, that you've walked past it your whole life. And every hallway, and every mirror, every window you've ever caught yourself in, you've glanced and moved on the way you pass a thing long ago and decided it wasn't much to look at, or it was too familiar. And something about this painting begins to pull you towards it. So move closer now, up close. And you notice on the painting, it's still a bit dim. There's a film of amber laid over everything, that surface gone dark and yellow with years. And you can just make out a figure beneath it and nothing more. And deep down within you, you know the verdicts that have hung on this painting. The eyes that looked once and priced it low. The eyes that can't take their eyes off of it. The judgments. Feel how they linger. And feel how the quietest appraiser of them all, the one inside of you who learned a long time ago to call this painting ordinary, to turn down its beautiful light, to help other people feel okay. To that one, You did what you thought was necessary, and I bless you. And now, your time is done. Thank you. Beginning to feel that heaviness of that inner critic beginning to dissolve, flowing, shifting, moving, bit by bit, down that beautiful grounding cord of golden light, or perhaps just dissolving into the night's cool air, letting go, feeling a shift now in the space around you. It's a little easier to breathe. It's a little easier to relax. The judgment has softened. And you're being invited to look deeper. Take a deep breath in, holding that breath in. Feeling your heart relax before you slowly exhale. And something within you calls you forward. You want to look even closer at this painting now. There's less judgment in the air. There's more freedom, more permission. So look, glance, see into this painting. Not to judge what's there, that's gone, that's all right. But to observe, to witness, to experience it without expectation. And just like you would if you were in a museum, begin to walk the angles around this painting. Feel yourself begin to move slowly around this painting, keeping your focus at that beautiful canvas. Softly pacing like a silent metronome are your feet, moving in an arc all around the painting. Because from your current vantage point, a painting changes from where you stand. Now notice how where you are standing and observing the painting, notice how the little bit of light that's coming in from the moon, that Earthshine, begins to illuminate the canvas. First, the shoulders of the image. People have found peace in this figure's presence, and you can see it by his or her natural carriage. An image flashes through your mind how someone could breathe again because this figure paused and listened with care. Because it was safe to put down life's weight when you were in this presence. This scene floods your mind as if a memory from another time painted there in this portrait. And you breathe, for this is a portrait of a person who brings solace to fellow travelers. Feel yourself begin to shift vantage points. Look at the painting from yet another angle. See how the faint earthshine glow gathers in the figure's eyes. Steadfastness. You can see it flickering even on this canvas. Steadfast. Doing the thing anyway, even when no one saw. The humanity expressed by a simple choice here and there. No reward waiting except the knowledge of inner excellence, kindness, humanity. And you breathe and you recognize that this is a portrait of someone who keeps their own promises. Promises to be kind and true. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, slowly exhale. And feel yourself begin to observe the painting from yet another angle. How the light dimly glistens on the mouth now. The ghost of a smile the painter almost left out. Someone who could look across a room on an ordinary evening and still be remarkable, no matter how tired or weary they were. That light coming forth from within. Wonder and recognition of being true to themselves, true to their authentic voice. And you recognize this is a portrait of a person worthy of connection, of someone who never had to earn love because it was already there. As you take a deep breath in, holding that breath in, and slowly exhaling, changing your vantage point once again. Allowing yourself to step back, one more step, and then another, far enough to hold the entire canvas at once. See the whole canvas. And as you do, you think of life spaces and places and rooms that you've passed through, and were sure that you had no effect or left no mark. Somewhere a thing you once said and perhaps almost immediately forgot what you said. Notice how that vibration is still being carried in the heart of the person your words touched. That someone repeats your words to themselves on their hardest nights, their darkest moments, hearing your voice. Yet you had forgotten the heart of poetry that you had gifted them, of truth, of kindness. Feel all of those vibrations swirling around you. And as you breathe, you recognize that this portrait in front of you is of someone the world silently rearranged itself around, simply because that figure of the person in the portrait is here. For that figure is you. Now, once again find yourself standing, perfectly centered and aligned in front of that portrait. You and the face, connecting head on. And by now you know this deeply. Every angle, every quiet truth that surfaced, something in you had been saying all along, this is me. Your reflection is sparkling back at you, no matter how dimly or brightly, in this portrait. It's been you all along. And as you smile at this knowing, you witness that amber glow that had been there begins to give, to release, to relax. Gradually, the way that warmth eases into a cold room, the film of years thinning, the figure rising to meet you, that small familiar crease between the brows, the eyes that you've maybe not been quite meeting your whole life, in every hall, every mirror, every window you've ever caught your reflection. Taking a deep breath in, and as you exhale, breathe the way you do when someone finally says out loud the thing you've been afraid to hope that was true. That relief of all of the eyes that have ever passed this painting and priced it low. The one who's seeing it most, the one who was seeing it most needed you, yours, your gaze, your presence. And as you breathe, you can begin to feel the light gathering even more deeply inside your hands. And this mudra of illumination, if you would let it go, just clasping your fingers together, the pinkies joining back, erect, the thumbs tucking back in themselves. Holding this space, breathing into this space, feeling the light begin to fill you. That amber haze continuing to dissolve. Just watching it. Allowing it to leave, to settle away, to ground out. In your mind's eye, see yourself just gently draw it clear with a single pass and watch yourself brush away that dark film that's thin. How the colors beneath wake where the light touches them, true and deep, because that haze is moving away. And with every pass of your hand over this beautiful portrait, the figure becoming clear and more fully luminous. Feeling the light radiating from your hand, and in your mind's eye, that hand just moving gently over this portrait. Beneath the colors, beneath the figure, beneath every good and quiet thing that you have witnessed surface on this canvas, you can feel how gold was laid underneath, a beautiful gold leaf that was first set down before any stroke of paint. Feel that gold begin to glisten now, catching light. Not from the hall, not from the windows, not from that crescent moon, but from within the painting itself. Feeling the warmth in your own two hands, the light you've carried and the light you are magnifying, finding that light laying beneath this canvas, beginning to illuminate in a real magnificent way. Feeling how there is no edge, no sfumato, no hard line where shadow becomes light, that the gold is now burning soft and whole, lit from the inside. Nothing borrowed, just pure radiance. Seeing that gold overtake the entire portrait. And now watch as the face of that portrait begins to proceed itself forward through the gold, as if illuminated by this golden glow, is when the revelation occurs. You are this masterpiece. You have been the whole time. There has been no question. The gold around you, illuminating the light within. Feel it from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Taking a deep breath in, holding that breath in, and as you slowly exhale, hear yourself silently say, I am illuminated from within. I see who I am. I am the masterpiece. I am light. I am light. In, holding that breath in, and as you slowly exhale, all of the figures in your mind begin to recede. The long hallway begins to dissolve. The moonlight begins to give way, and all that's left is that beautiful radiance of gold, of light. Breathing in, allowing that light to rise from inside yet again. And it's just about time to begin coming back into this new now moment. And just before we do, remember that anytime you choose to relax, to connect with yourself in this way, you can do so more easily and more deeply each time you choose to listen to the sound of these chromatic crystal singing bowls. Breathe in your masterpiece. And as you slowly exhale, imagine or feel yourself gathering everything that you came for. That beautiful canvas fully lit. Bring the gold that needs no eyes to determine its worth. It just is. Bring that shape, that anchor, that seal that your hands created. Bring that seeing, that clear, settled seeing of who you are. Feel the release of the inner critic and continue to bring it back with you, knowing that anytime that critic tries to raise her head, you can gently bless her and ground her back away, for she does not speak your truth. And as you breathe and gather, you bring with you that which is your truth, the truth of who you are, the truth of your incarnation, the truth of your next adventure. Each of these moments, you know them. There's a purity in their vibration. They're familiar, they're honest, and they are you. Bring it all back with you now. And if this is your time to gentle, drift into slumber, allow yourself to do so now, falling into the radiance of sleep, held in the arms of the crescent moon. Waking tomorrow, remembering the fullness of your masterpiece. if you're ready to carry these feelings back with you into the brightness of the rest of your day, come with me now, taking a slow breath in, feeling yourself settling back into your body, filling in completely, feeling the surface around you, the air on your skin, becoming aware of the sounds in your environment, allowing small movements to return to your fingers, to your toes, to your nose. Slow roll of the shoulders, a long stretch, anything your body is asking for in your perfect time. Your hands releasing. And as you breathe, you settle into this deeper sense of knowing that you have always been the masterpiece. For you are illuminated. You are seen, but most importantly, you more clearly see yourself. And when you feel complete, allow your eyes to drift open, bringing all of this light back with you now, coming back slowly. My friends, how are you feeling? How was that for you? If you have a moment, if you'd like to share anything you experienced in the chat, and we can reflect back into that. Such an interesting vibration happening today. I mean, of course, the technical challenges in the very beginning, it was so interesting. All of a sudden, the light literally just flashed in here. There was a flash of light in here. Everything went dead. And thank God for Jeremy to bring us all back together. But there was still that flash that we could feel throughout the entire session. I don't know how many times I had to stop and readjust some of these bowls. The bowls have been moving. And they, for no apparent reason. Typically when you play, I mean, I've done this for a very long time, there's a technique that's established. And so the bowls will, they sit, they're heavy, they're not lightweight. And so for any amount of movement, there's what we have noticed over the years that there's always a reason. And there was a ton of movement today. So I'm curious, what kind of movement did you feel within you? What kind of experience came forth for you? And we recognize that every experience is different and unique, and sometimes things rile us up so that we have a chance to either dissipate in the moment or to take that riledness, I think I just made up a word, and allow itself to disseminate and release throughout the rest of our day in our perfect time. So sometimes the perfect time is here during the session, sometimes it's not, but it's always your perfect time. And something that can be relaxing to a person can be equally agitating, or it can be beautifully exhilarating to others. There's no right or wrong way to experience any of this. Kara, Gail, thank you so much for your love. So glad. Yep. I love it. Gail says, Mercury, the mischief maker. Indeed. Thank you, Jeremy. Gail sending her appreciation to you as well. Yeah, and Olivia too. Appreciate y'all. Nocturnal, hello, nice to see you. Hi, Lee Chong. Glad you were here as well. Joe and Kara and Brad. Jeremy, I think we're at the bottom of this. Thank you so much. Yes. Lisa Nanda says, thank you. It was beautiful. Good. Alejandra says, thank you, Charlene. Feeling very peaceful now. Good. Sarah, thank you. Glad that you were here. Yeah, Lisa Nanda was looking forward to seeing that beautiful crescent moon tonight. Maybe perhaps through the rain clouds in Toronto. We'll pray for a little bit of a break in there so that you can see it. Suzanne says, well, I suddenly realized that tears had been quietly streaming. Not sure why. Release. Awe. Suzanne, you are a masterpiece. And when you look at a masterpiece, we are moved, we are awed, and we are inspired. So thank you for letting us experience even just an angle, one glimpse, one portion, one corner of your masterpiece. I love that. Sandy, sitting next to a freshwater pond, glistening lily pads. Breeze meandering, the osprey magnificently diving for breakfast. Did visualize a portrait of my husband's great-great-grandmother. I love that. Joy, peace, lightness, grounded. Much thanks. Serene forest. Love this. This is beautiful. It's amazing. We all have our own unique experiences. It's the experience that meets you. Nothing is ever a should. It's always a what's the possibility, and you get to choose that possibility. So I always love when you share those experiences with us. It's so beautiful. Alejandra says it was relaxing, and for moments I was unable to visualize the face of the painting in the image. Yep. Sometimes the most difficult thing to see is the truth of ourselves. That's the play of the ego and the mind. Now, don't get me wrong. An ego helps us differentiate ourselves from the world. It can also be a trap. Nothing is ever as good or as bad as we think that it is, including ourselves. So where is it that's not as bad as you think you are inside you? And where are those places that maybe aren't as quite as good as you think that they are too? See, it's that honest appraisal that allows us to find the depth of the masterpiece with clarity, with honesty. And then once you realize these things, I think then it's up to us to choose what we do. Some of us may choose to shift things, to repaint, to bring forth more light from the portrait of ourselves. Some of us may be like, I'm kind of liking the shadow. In fact, let's bring a little more shadow in because it makes the light come out even more. This is you. This is your journey. This is your perspective. And how you choose to share your masterpiece of you with the world, that's what we all get to decide. I love that. Lori says, powerful. I started crying when you said the image was me. I cried the rest of the time. Thank you, Lori. That's beautiful. Lori, I also, for some reason, I just strongly have this image of that. I don't know how much you were holding the mudra, but there is something really powerful in the mudra for you and with you as well. And it may be a really wonderful anchor. I hope I'm not overstepping there. It's just what keeps coming to mind. And I'm also, it's interesting, when I feel it for you, I actually feel a slight variation in this mudra, as opposed to when the thumbs were tucked. For whatever reason, I keep seeing the thumbs being out and overlaced for you. Now, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. So when the left overlaces, sits on top of the right thumb like this, that's actually connecting more into the feminine aspect, that feminine majesty within each of us. If we switch to the other side, and you'll feel a difference, and it's not just the way your hand is positioned, it's because you can change your fingers too, but it's a totally different vibration that's now sitting in your hands. When the right is on top, that's bringing forth the masculine. So for some reason, I had just felt it specifically with the feminine on top for you and the thumbs on top. Don't know, just thought I'd share. I hope that's helpful in some way. Lisa Nanda says, looking forward to the Zoom. Yes, for the summer solstice. I'm so excited you'll be joining us, and it's going to be a really interesting time. It's going to be fun. Alexis says, so peaceful, feeling so relaxed. Thank you, Charlene. Fantastic. Suzanne, would you mind explaining the mudra again, what it's called? Yes, today we did the mudra of illumination. So we just fold our hands together, kind of like we're in prayer. We let our little pinkies come up, so they're sitting like spires. And then we tuck those two thumbs in and under. The tucking of the two thumbs actually is the deconditioning or the descending of the ego. We are tucking this egoic part of ourselves, the thumbs into the hands themselves, so that these other attributes can begin to align and work. So the reason why mudras work are twofold. So from a purely scientific perspective is that any position that we make with our hands in a repeated gesture, we can actually begin to program our brains with this repeated anchoring and gesture. Now, pair that with ancient thinking of that specific types of hand positions connect us into different states, because within the hand, different ancient perspectives and wisdoms thought that various fingers connected to different planetary wisdom, or we'll just call it archetypal wisdom, energies that flow through the body. Traditional Chinese medicine agreed with that in many ways. They're like, oh, well, this is the heart meridian or the lung meridian. And we are beginning to reshape the way that energy moves in our space simply by holding our hands. And it's because our hands hold so much neural connection within the brain. So it's a very interesting fusion between modern science, but also this deep, deep wisdom. And there's different perspectives for why different mudras do different things, how they do different things as well. But it's grounded in Vedic or ancient Indian perspective, also in Tibetan or Buddhist perspective, as well as in traditional Chinese medicine, which is that deep-seated, more of a Taoist understanding. But even this is a mudra. And doesn't matter what background you come from, it's because we are activating the fullness of who we are, bringing it together and allowing ourselves to turn within. So these repeated patterns hold great meaning. Alejandra, thanks. It's why I'm here, looking to myself. Yep. Turning within. I love that. I love that so much. City John says, rich English, first language. Second. Rich rising. The wind really picked up around me when the light began to emerge from the painting and other profound moments during the meditation. Very powerful. Thank you. That's amazing. I love that. So, so powerful. The earth is responding. Perhaps you've noticed things in your life unfolding as if by magic or on accident, or I can't believe I just saw that. I'm sure that actually wasn't there. You're not alone. And we are moving into a time when that will become more and more and more normal, because we're moving into a time where our senses are being heightened and more fully illuminated, especially if we are asking for them to be. So right now in your life, expect the unexpected. And be sure to join me in welcoming and activating the unexpected for greater personal expansion. We're going to start this weekend, kick off the summer solstice. It's happening on Sunday. We kick off tomorrow night, Friday evening, 7:30 p.m. We're going to be journeying into a yogic sleep with a midsummer night's dream. We'll be back on Saturday morning at 9 a.m., Saturday afternoon at 1 p.m., Sunday at noon Eastern Time, midday. Sun is high in the sky, at least here. We'll be connecting into the stillness where the sun is standing still. If you want to be able to join us live for a chance to come and chat with me one-on-one, work with me one-on-one during these sessions. These are longer sessions. They're 2-hour sessions. Friday night is a 90-minute session, but Saturday, and Sunday sessions, those 3 are all 2 hours. Make sure you sign up for our Zoom link. I'll be able to send it to you. Go to charlene.com/solstice. We'll also send you a Summer Solstice Attunement journal. All of it's free. This is about those inner shifts that we are all here actively seeking and doing and bringing forth. So join us. Be sure to go to charlene.com/solstice to register so we can send you the links that you need for this weekend, because you won't want to miss it. This is a time of powerful perspective and illumination. So join me as we stand under the light and the rays of the sun. Until we meet again, my friends, know that you are loved. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your gifts. And thank you for your light. I'll see you soon. Sat Nam.